Yo, what's up, everybody? I am here. I'm Kyle Mish, and this is Mission Accomplished. Wednesday night, 8 p.m., your favorite place to be, where combat sports meets combat vets. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight, we have a triple header, a big show lined up for you. We got Nate Teddy Bear Williams, the Pinnacle Combat Flyweight Champion currently, who will be fighting for B2 Fight Series next week, followed by Sam Hillbilly Hammer Shewmaker, the heavyweight BKFC title contender, following Nate Williams. And then finally, we'll round out the show with my veteran guest, also a BKFC fighter, Ryan the Juggernaut Jones. Before I bring Nate Williams on real quick, let me just shout out my sponsors. We got Holding Hands Massage and Massage Therapeutics. VA customers, go to holdinghandmassage.com. Get yourself an appointment with Jackie. Non-VA clients, go to massagetherapix.com. They are registered with the Department of Veteran Affairs, so you can go see your provider and get a referral through them if you are a veteran or a soldier. If not, go to massagetherapix.com and get yourself an appointment with Jackie. She's a wizard with her fingers, and she will fix you of all your pain. And then our other sponsor, of course, is Killfoot Clothing, veteran-owned, American-made apparel. I am wearing the Mission Accomplished shirt right now, made by Killfoot Clothing. You know, the baddest shit on the market right now. So if you guys want, go to killfootclothing.com, check out their apparel, and message me direct if you want a Mission Accomplished shirt, and we will get you one right away. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in our first guest of the evening, Mr. Nate Teddy Bear Williams. How are you, sir?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, man? I am Kyle. This is Mission Accomplished. Thank you for coming on the show. You have a fight coming up next week. We are here to talk about that. But before we
Saturday.
Oh, it's this Saturday. Holy shitballs. All right. That is right around the corner. All right. Before we get into that, let's talk about you. You are a 50-plus fight veteran at 33 years old, which blows my goddamn mind. You are a busy fighter. You are a very impressive fighter. I've been watching a lot of your fights, and it seems like you come into every single fight outsized, but it seems like you outpower everybody you go up against. Is that a fair assessment about you, sir?
I guess I don't try to outpower him. I don't think I do. I'm quicker than a lot of people. And I use my size as my advantage because I can get out of a lot of different submissions or get into different holes or put myself in different positions to work in my advantage.
Hell yeah, man. You got a really strong wrestling base, but that's not all you got. In your last couple fights, you showed your whole broad base of skills when it came to striking, grappling, jiu-jitsu. You in the fight against Gonzalo Ponce, I believe his name was Gonzalo Ponce. You showed your power in the fight against the last one. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. Yeah, dude, Balu. Yeah, he dropped you early.
Yeah.
You showed a ton of resilience, grit, heart, all the stereotypical, common terms used. How rocked were you in this fight? Let's bring up that fight real quick. And let's go over this real quick. We put together a little he dropped you here.
Yeah.
How hurt were you?
It was like a flash. It was more of a shock because I didn't see it, but I was totally with it. I could hear both of my wife and then my corner guy yelling at me, "You're fine, you're fine," and I was absolutely fine. Even the chokes, he didn't have me in the chokes. I was just sitting there breathing, just sitting there relaxed. Like I put up the thumb, just like, okay, I'm cool, I'm relaxed.
Yeah.
I just was buying my time.
And then you pulled this slick reversal and got the belly down armbar a la Cowboy Cerrone, Mike Perry over there. That was, I'll tell you right now, because earlier in the fight, you you had to fight off a choke as well, right? So that was it. He tried about 2 or 3 different submission attempts on you, and I'll tell you, man, it was a hell of a performance in grit and balls, and then you slapped that arm bar.
The funny thing is I hit that arm bar in practice all the time, just like it's nothing, like it's just natural, and I was just practicing that scenario in the back, me passing and them grabbing my arm with my corner and me stepping around for that arm bar, and just so happens, I was in that scenario, and boom.
Dude, you see that so many times, like with the you remember when Connor knocked out Jose Aldo, and then that footage came out of him like doing that step back, like parry left hand. It's like
in the back, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how often that happens. Like you just were working on it in the back before the fight, and then boom, it happens.
Just like Jorge Masvidal and Ben Askren.
Yeah, exactly, man. He was practicing it 10 minutes before the fight. It's just crazy how often that happens. And now in the fight before that, you pulled off a powerful slam after a war with Ponce. Was he knocked out when you dropped this slam here? It was, I mean, you pretty much dominated this entire fight. And I know that, like, after your last 2 fights, you've been pretty adamant to call out the UFC. Like, you want your shot. And I can't imagine at 33 years old with 51 fights, which is, like I said, crazy to me. That you were early in your career. Would you fight about 22 times in 3 years? That's just like
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. What was going on in your life that kept you that busy, man? You just,
well, it was my wife, because at the time, I wasn't working. I was just fighting, training and fighting. And so every time a fight opportunity would come up, is that 35? Fuck it, I'll take it. Whatever, I'll take it. Oh, one of the toughest guys in the world? I don't care. I'll take it. And a lot of it I took was because of the money. And now I've gotten older. I mean, even in the past couple of years, like, yeah, I've said I retired this and I retired that after losses, and I think that's just because of the frustration of a loss. I'm totally in it. So if anybody thinks that one foot is in and one foot's out, they're totally mistaken, because before I didn't have an actual camp and like an actual gym. I would go striking here, jiu-jitsu here, MMA here, strength conditioning here. And now I have a full gym of people that I could do it with myself. So I'm all in, because I have a group of people that are all in with me. And so I'm ready. I feel I'm at my prime. I feel I'm the best. My body feels good. My technique is right where I want it to be. Sure, yeah, you can always get better, but I'm just getting better every time I go in. I mean, I'm my striking coach. I'm able to pick and choose what I want to do, when I want to do it. And not a lot of fighters can do that, because they have to go off of another coach's schedule. Well, I can do what I want. I can look up, I know what this guy likes to do. Okay, let's work on this. Let's work on that. And, that's
a sign of a true veteran right there. Like, I mean, you can come up with a game plan and stick with it, which is
exactly.
Yeah. And like I was talking to my boy Mike, who you were communicating with. He's a co-host of mine on the Thursday night show, the Mike and Mish show. I was telling him, man, after watching your fights, like, do you walk around 125, or do you cut to 125? Because it seems like and it doesn't matter. Like, it seems like I said earlier, you have the power advantage, whether you want to admit it or not. Like, you got a lot of power in your in your little stout body, and it impresses the hell out of me, because you take people down at will. You transition with ease. Like, I mean, do you cut to 125, or is that pretty much?
Well, I used to be a lot bigger. I had a serious injury about about 2013, 2014. And it took me out for about a year and a half. And so I went from walking around about 155, cutting down to 125, barely making it 125. And I lost a bunch of weight, lost a lot of my muscle. And now I walk damn near like 135,
So it's
137. And so I still cut maybe 10 to 12 pounds, but I was cutting damn near 30 pounds a fight.
that's rough.
And
Now,
so now I'm walking easy. I can cut 10 pounds in a week. Easy. 2 days easy. And so short notice fights, I like short notice fights because I can cut it.
what I was saying, I was looking your record up, man. You fought 12 times in 2009. That's
Really?
Yeah, I was counting that up. I'm like, holy shit, this dude fought every month for the entire year of 2009. He was busy that year.
Yeah, that's right when I got out of college too. So I was, like I said, I was just fighting for the money and then fighting because I love the sport and I just got out of college wrestling and I still had that drive to compete. And at that time, I couldn't wrestle and fight professionally because I would have lost my scholarship. Now I can do that. If I wanted to, I could go back to college and wrestle because they see it's two different things. But at the time, I either had to not fight and stay amateur or wrestle in college. And at the time, I was a good college wrestler, but I wasn't on the national level, like going to the Olympics or, D1s or anything like that. So I was like, well, I'm not going to keep wasting money. I'm about to go to make some money.
Now, is Des Moines, Iowa, like you born and raised? That's where you're from?
I'm from Waterloo, Iowa, which is like 2 hours away from here.
Okay.
And then moved up here in 2004 because I was
Right.
getting in a bunch of trouble up there. So I had to move up here with my dad.
And now you have your own gym, Real Warrior Academy. Can you tell us a little bit about your gym?
I opened up the gym. It was around, I want to say November, December, maybe. I had a gym. I co-owned a gym called the Warrior Academy before this, and before the whole COVID thing happened. Our landlord was kind of a scumbag, and his whole building got shut down by the city. Our business, and then like 2 or 3 other businesses were in the same building, got shut down. And so that was in like February, and then March happened with this whole COVID thing. And so everything started opening back up about January. January, June. And my guys were like, hey, man, we want to start training again. We don't care where it's at. We just don't want to go anywhere else. We want to stay with you. And so I talked to a gym and started renting a couple time slots a weekly, just to bring in money to see how much I was able to bring in. And from, I want to say, June until September or October, November, we were at this other spot and finally opened up my own gym, and been here ever since.
Nice. And do you have some other prospects coming up through there? Like you got some killers?
Yeah. We just had a guy fight a kickboxing fight over the weekend. He fought a guy. He was only 1-0. He's only been in here, man. December, January, February, March, April, May. 6 months, 7 months. First fight, got knocked out, clean knockout, overhand right. He faked overhand right, came with an uppercut, stiffened the guy. Next guy he fought had more fights. He was like, what was he, 8-3, 8-4, and it was a good fight. Beat the hell out of him and end up checking the leg and hurting his knee, but he was winning the fight the whole fight.
And these are pro, or are these pro?
No, he's an amateur. He's an amateur kickboxer. He's going to be doing MMA, but man, he's I call him Smooth because his hair, he reminds me of Benson Henderson, dude. His hair, when he's practicing, man, is just bouncing all over. He has it back in a ponytail. It's bouncing all over. He has the mindset of Benson. I mean, he's
just minus the toothpick, though, right?
Yeah. No, I won't let him do that.
Now, Rick Green says to ask you about the MCC tournament for the belt. It was 2 or 3 fights in one night. What was that about?
I fought twice in one night. This was back, I think, 2012. I fought Tony Crowder for the first fight. No, sorry, I take that back. I fought Jovan Miles for the first fight of the night. And it went all 3 rounds. So I was already in a 3-round war, 3-round war, 5 minutes. And then the guy that I fought next, I think he beat his guy in like 30 seconds. So I was already coming in at a disadvantage. And so we fought co-main event. I ended up submitting him with the key lock in the 2nd round. It was a good fight.
Back in the day when you can fight 3 times in one night. That's
that was rough.
It's funny when you look this up. I'm looking at your record. It doesn't. I mean, I'm looking at Tapology, and let's just take that for what it is, because Tapology seems to fuck up all the time. They don't have any of the ways you won in any of those fights, dude. It's just like win. If
you look on the other
Sherdog.
Yeah, Sherdog.
Yeah, have it.
Yeah.
You fought some very well-known guys, and like Chico Camus and Brandon Royval, and like you got Tony Crowder. You got a lot of very, very big names on your record. I don't understand, what is it that has kept you away? I mean, you had a few fights in Bellator. You fought for Titan FC. What's kept you out of the UFC, man? What's their problem? Tell me what it is.
I don't know. I'm at the point that I don't care. I'll fight for anybody. I don't really care anymore. I just want to fight at this point. If it's UFC, Bellator, PFL, ONE FC.
What about bare knuckle?
XFC. I've actually been contacted by bare knuckle to come fight in their 125 division that they just opened up. So I mean that's always on the back of my mind, you know. I mean, but my thing is I'm a wrestler. I like to take people down, submit people, but I like to stand up too. But I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, if the paycheck's right, you know what I mean, right? As they say, if the money's right, a fight's fight. Yeah, man. So what can you tell us about your next opponent, your title? Okay, explain this to me. You are the Pinnacle Combat Champion, but you're fighting for B2 Fight Series. I'm just like confused by that whole thing. How does that work?
So B2 I think they have like 6 different promotions that they own or that they work with. And I have 3 of their titles. 2 of their titles right now. I have the Hard Rock MMA title, and then the Pinnacle title. I'm fighting for one of the other titles.
Okay, so it's like this whole I guess that's the whole thing with like the UFC and the players. I mean, the fighter union that's never going to get made and everything. You know how the UFC has like guys locked up. Like Nick Diaz is coming back off of a 5-year layoff. And they're like, yeah, you want to come back? You're stuck here. I just don't understand how the UFC can lock somebody down like the Detroit Lions did to like Megatron and like Barry Sanders back in the day, where like if you can retire, but if you come back, you're fighting for nobody but us. But like a guy like yourself, you are free reign to go win belts all over the place. I don't know. I just don't understand how they have monopolized. I guess that's a conversation for another day. It's like you're a perfect example of how fighters should be able to operate. You know what I mean? You're independent. You're independent contractors, right?
Right. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in the UFC, so I don't know how they run. Um, I'm just gonna keep on fighting wherever I can, keep on picking up belts. I know I don't know who has the who has the record for the most belts in MMA history. Maybe it's probably Shoney Carter, but
Shoney Carter. I was gonna say Shoney,
yeah,
probably.
I want to figure out what that is, and I want to be right up there with him, be one of the most person with the fighter with the most titles in MMA history. So I
I,
mean,
I want to say
and
he's somewhere up around the 25 or 26 range, something like that.
okay,
See, so what are you at 16 right now?
16, 17 on Saturday.
17 on Saturday. All right. Well, let's transition right into that before we let you go. We always have I got a little fun thing we're going to do together before we let you go. But tell me a little bit about James Clark and your opponent on Saturday night.
From what I've gathered, a big wrestler, likes to throw a little bit of hands to shots. Like myself, I think I have better jiu-jitsu. I think my striking's a little bit better. I mean, we'll see. Um, scrappy young kid. That is a young kid.
Yeah.
Um, he keeps saying that I retire after every fight that I lose. Well, make me retire. You say that? Well, make me retire then.
There you go. Well, I don't know. He's 4-3. So I mean, he's only got 7 pro fights under his belt, and he has the
But
balls. He has the balls to like say that to a guy like yourself that has 51 pro fights and 16 titles under your belt. Like that's some balls on this kid.
I mean, I don't think it's balls. That's confidence. And you know what? I want that because I don't want nobody coming in scared and then, oh, well, I just came in scared or anything like that. No, come in ready to fight. I want you to come in there and think you're going to take me out because that's what I'm ready for.
All right.
I have 50 fights for a freaking reason. So I hope you're ready, motherfucker, because I'm ready.
There you go, man. You go ahead and get yourself another belt on Saturday night. That is, I mean, I haven't, I can honestly tell you, I haven't seen James Clark fight, so I can't say anything about
He's
that.
tough. Oh,
He's
he's
tough.
tough. Oh, he's
He-
a tough. Like I have, he's 4-3, but I think he was like 12-2, 12-3 as an amateur. I mean, he's fought some tough guys. I guess he just fought for he tried out for the ONE FC tryouts and went like 3-1. So
oh, really?
I mean, he's like 7-5. So, sorry, 7 and whatever. So
Oh,
I mean,
when I
it
was
is.
pointing out his record, I was pointing out the number of fights he has, not.
It don't matter, bro.
not
Honestly,
you got a lot of
it don't
experience,
matter
though.
about it don't matter about record and fights.
Right.
How many fights I have had? I've gotten beat by guys that don't have any fights. I've beaten guys that have just as many fights, or close to many fights for me. So you know what I mean. I don't care. Um, I'm glad that he took the fight.
Yeah.
That means he's not scared, and all. And what it's telling me is he's taking me seriously because I'm taking him very seriously, and I'm not overlooking him at all. So if that's what he thinks, then he's sadly mistaken.
Sadly mistaken. And like I asked you earlier, do you? I mean, do you plan on making the call out one more time after you win this title on Saturday night, or you just take it if the UFC comes calling, you'll accept the phone call? Yeah, I mean, it's like at this point,
Like I said before, I'll fight for whoever. I'm
right,
not saying I made that mistake the first time and not calling anybody out. I
oh,
made that mistake the second time calling them out.
right,
So I don't care who calls. Again, I don't care.
right.
LFA, XFA, XFC,
PFL,
PFL, LFA, Bellator, UFC, ONE FC. I don't care. Um, I mean, I'll go fight over in uh,
one,
Paris and over in that area because I know they have like Brave FC and all that stuff. I don't care. I'll go to Canada and fight. I don't care because I know they got some good shows up there. So hey, we might meet again. I might come to Canada and fight. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. Only God knows that, and I can only leave that to God's hands.
There you go, man. Well, I had shared the website to watch the pay-per-view this weekend. I believe it's www.b2fightseries.com.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
And
put my name in the notes the seller box.
Yep, we shared your link so we can get our viewers to get you some credit on there. So before I let you go, my man, we do this thing called the speed round where I ask some random off the wall questions to get everybody to know the fighter a little bit more and have some fun. You want to do this?
Oh yeah. Oh
hell yeah. The speed round with Mr. Nate Teddy Bear Williams. Oh, before I do that, where did the Teddy Bear nickname come from?
So I was in high school wrestling in college and in high school. And I was always talking with the ladies off the mat, and they go on the mat. I would do my thing. And so one of my friends, he was actually, he went and wrestled at Iowa. He was like, man, I'm just gonna start calling you Teddy Bear. So both of my friends, him and Josh Douglas, started calling me Teddy Bear. And when I first started fighting, I didn't have a nickname, and I was like 5-0, 6-0, and they're like, "Dude, you have to have a nickname." And they're like, "What about Nate the Great?" I was like, "No, that's played out. Everybody says Nate the Great." And my buddy's like, "Dude, what about Teddy Bear?" I was like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?"
Hey, say hi to Nate. He's a world champion right there. You want to say? I just got bombarded by my kids here.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. All right, you're going to bed. Sorry. Love you.
Bye-bye.
All right, yeah, that's never happened before on a live show, but
that's okay.
Hey, show them your muscles. Tell them you're going to be a fighter one day.
Oh,
that's a gangster right there.
I want I want the problem.
All right, I love you guys. Good night.
So,
all right, back to the teddy bear story.
Oh no, you're good. So. They were like, you gotta have a nickname. I was like, I don't know. What about Nate? They're like, what about Nate the Great? I was like, no, that's played out. I'm not doing that. Yep. And my buddy's like, dude, what about Teddy Bear? I was like, no, that's not this. I don't nobody. I hope nobody takes this in defense. I was like, no, that's kind of gay. I'm not doing that. That's not a fight name. That's not a fight nickname.
Yeah.
And they're like, just do it. I'm like, all right. And so they started calling me like Keebler Elf and stuff like that, just messing around because of my height. And I was like, dude, no, I just call me Teddy Bear, forget it, whatever. And so that was in 2000 and like early 2008, 2009. And
and here you are 45 fights later and it sticks with you, man. I love it, dude. I love it. I love nicknames like that like are completely off the wall. I mean, like outside of the fight world, you know what I mean? Like Teddy Bear, and then people take you lightly because your nickname, and you go ahead and fuck them up. So there you go. Perfect setup. All right, let's do a speed round with Nate Williams here. This is everybody's favorite part of the show because it has really not much to do with fighting, and we just get to know you a little bit better. Number one, what is your favorite all-time TV show?
Ooh, I'd have to say Crime Watch.
Crime Watch. Okay, all right. I'm a Sopranos guy myself. Yeah,
it's like watching like crime shows like. This kind of sound a little more bit like Murders and First 48 and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine that was convinced that he can get away with murder because he watches enough of those shows to know exactly how to fucking do it. I'm like, Kenny, dude, you can't do that shit. So if you could eat only one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Ooh, probably steak and then steak and eggs and bacon.
Nice. Steak, eggs, and bacon. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Ooh. Probably super speed because I don't need a car.
You know what? I asked another fighter this question, and I never even thought of this one. The ability to reverse time and fast forward time. I was like, whoa, that's a good one.
Okay.
I was like, wow, you've really obviously had this question or thought about this before, because that's not some shit that you just come up off the top of your head. No way.
And if he did, that was crazy.
Yeah, I don't think so. What would who would you get to play you in a movie about your life?
Oh, Mighty Mouse. Because everybody says, hey, you remind me of Mighty Mouse. And I don't look like him. I think it's just because of my height.
Because your height's the same and you're a 125-pound wrestler.
Yeah,
fair enough.
And I think we're not the same color, but we're like light colored. I don't know.
Could you go 5 rounds with DJ?
No.
Oh, yeah. No,
not 5 rounds. I mean, I'd go maybe 2 or 3.
There you go. What is a hobby of yours that would surprise some people?
Honestly, I don't really have a hobby. Honestly,
no, you don't crochet blankets or play the guitar or anything like
that. I mean, I play PlayStation. That's about it.
There you go. That's not a surprise, though. Everyone plays video games. Okay, what song has been stuck in your head more than any song in your entire life? How many? What song has been stuck in your head the most times throughout your life?
Probably "Awesome God."
Oh, the Ben Henderson entry song.
Yeah, because when I started fighting when he was in the WEC, and so I followed him through that, and like just and it's in my playlist and stuff. So
there you go. Now watch that. All right. Okay, number 7, favorite all-time breakfast cereal.
Oh man, the Cocoa Crisp.
Cocoa Crisp. There you go. You get the chocolate milk afterwards.
Yeah.
Can't fail. All right. What food do you dislike the most and why?
Cheese, because I'm lactose intolerant.
There you go. Perfect answer. And what's one quality about yourself that you're most proud of?
My heart.
Yep. Anybody?
My determination.
There you go. I mean that.
No, my mind, because my mind is stronger than most.
There you go.
I can push through things when most others can't.
That fight we were talking about earlier is a prime example of that, man. You could have been out 3 times in that fight, but you kept your composure, you fought your way back, and you armbarred him back, and it was beautiful. Number 10, last question before I let you go. How long after the expiration date is it okay to eat something?
It depends on what it is.
Dude, this is a fight that me and my wife get into almost all the time. I fucking throw shit around. I throw shit away the minute it hits the expiration date, and she's like, "Nah, man, smell it. 3 days." I'm like, fuck that.
It just depends on what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, man, before I let you go ahead and shout out anything you want to shout out, anyone you want to shout out, any prediction you want to give for your title fight on Saturday. This is your time, my man.
Man, I don't have a prediction. I just hope, and I know it's going to be a 5-round war. That's what I'm going for, and that's what I'm predicting. I don't know. I mean,
we're looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I don't sit there and say I'm going to do this. I'm going to do, because I don't know. I mean, I'm just going out there and fight.
All right. You got any sponsors or anything you want to shout out before I let you go?
Yeah, I have Cryo Life, Mercedes, L Beauty, Invinci Graphics, CBD Lion, Grind Sports Inc., my boy Nick at HKA USA, Dragon's Den Taekwondo, Ali's Knockout Painting, Heinz Recycling, Top Mount Apparel, Papa's Trap Kitchen, CF Warrior, and my newest sponsor, Prep Kings.
All right, man. Everybody go follow. And there's your logo, Real Warrior Academy, right there on the screen. Everybody go check them out. If you're in the Des Moines, Iowa area, that's the place to go train. And go follow him at Teddy Bear MMA 125 on Instagram and Nate Williams on Facebook. I thank you so much for coming on, sir. And best of luck Saturday night.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, bye.
Have a good one. All right. That was my first guess, and boom. Oh my God. Oh my. Hey, Sam Shewmaker. There you are. I don't even have to introduce you because you popped right up on my screen. We have one half of BKFC 18's heavyweight title fight, Sam Hillbilly Hammer Shewmaker in the house. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Mish. How are you?
Good. How you been? How's training, and how are things, my friend?
Man, everything's good. We're full steam ahead in training, just ready to go. So we're excited about this upcoming title fight and the opportunity to prove to the world that we're the top heavyweight bare knuckle fighter. So
now, are you doing anything different in preparation for Joey Beltran than you normally would? I seen you. I got to tell you, being a military guy, and I don't know if you know this, but military people are completely fucking dickheads about PPE and safety. And I had a few people concerned about you cracking rocks with a sledgehammer, not wearing proper eye protection, my friend. Someone was like, one piece of shrapnel in the eye and his fucking title fight's out the window.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. It's just how I roll sometimes. Usually I wear some eye protection, but at the moment we were trying to get some footage, and it was last minute, hey, let's go ahead and video this real quick while you're working. All right, cool, let's go. But most of the time I do wear some.
That's awesome, man. And you will be fighting the Mexicutioner for both the BKFC and the Police Gazette titles. The road here has been a pretty tough one, but you came out of it with a 4-1 record. You've beat guys like Arnold Adams and you fought guys like Arnold Adams. You fought Chase Sherman. You beat Bobo Bannon. It hasn't been an easy route to get there, but now you're there, man. And how excited are you to be main eventing the biggest event in the history of the BKFC?
Man, over the top. We're honored to be a part of the, one half of the main event at the biggest bare knuckle event so far. And, we're looking to put on a show and make a statement. So we're excited, and we're going to go out there and let it all hang out.
Now, do you see similarities in any of your prior bare knuckle fights that you can carry into Joey, or is he a different breed than any of the others that you have went through already?
He's mostly a different breed. He has a little bit of a fighting style, kind of like Bobo, where they come straight in, looking to exchange shots. But also Beltran's, he's rugged. He can take a good shot, and he gives it. He's got good defense for the most part. We see some similarities, but then again, like I said, at the same time, he's a different animal too.
Yeah. Were you down in Birmingham? I don't think I saw you down there.
No, I didn't end up making it to the show. I was in training camp, so I wasn't able to go.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, what'd you think about the Frank Tate, Josh Burns fight, man? Frank Tate getting that bump up to the main event on a couple days' notice. He put on a hell of a show, I would say, right?
Yeah. No, I thought he did great. I loved it. I always like seeing Josh Burns get shut, his mouth shut, punch in the face. So it was very awesome. Good job, Frank Tate.
Do you have like a prior beef with Josh Burns that I don't remember or know about? Oh, what's that about?
He just likes to make backhanded comments and talk about how he's the best bare knuckle fighter out there, which I guess you gotta kind of have that attitude. But the way he throws it around, it's like, dude, shit, I just don't like hearing it. The way he does it, and he's got 100% KO rating, but also like a 65% loss rating as well. So hey, I don't know what to tell you, but. Yeah. Me and him one day we'll fight. It's gonna happen.
You'll scrap. You guys got a hell of a division right now, man. After Joey, I mean, you go out there, you get that belt against Joey. You got freaking Dylan Kleckler, Frank Tate, Bobo Bannon just got a big win against Zach Kalmus. What did you think about Zach Kalmus? I know you know Bobo. You had fought him in the past, and Bobo is Bobo. Everyone knows Bobo and loves Bobo. But Zach Kalmus made his debut against a wily veteran like Bobo, and that kid put on a fucking Undertaker type performance, huh? Kept getting up. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the kid's got a lot of heart. he definitely came out swinging, and took some good shots. It was very entertaining for the fans. Kept getting up. He's a tough guy. Sometimes that's you're too tough for your own good. But no, I think he's got a good future as long as he gets in there and gets back to the gym and gets his cardio up and comes back out swinging like he did that. He'll be very entertaining for the fans.
The thing is about Zach, and I'm having him on the show tomorrow night. He's going to be on the Mike and Mish show tomorrow night. I got your opponent, Joey Beltran, coming on tomorrow night, so we're going to talk. But after him, I got Zach Kalmus. Is Zach? I didn't realize he was a member of the USA boxing team, and he was like ranked 10th or 12th in the country, like just 4 years ago as a heavyweight. Yeah, I was like, holy shit, what happened? I don't know. It's like I can't wait to dig into that with him tomorrow. But I think that, like you said, if he gets in the gym and he gets his cardio up, that kid could be a guy you see down the road as well. He's got a ton of heart and he's got a lot of skills. So,
yeah, for sure.
Tell me a little bit about your Hillbilly Hammer IPA, man. I gotta get me some of that. Where the hell do I buy it? And two, where'd you guys come up with the idea for the 3D can and like the whole nine? Like, what got you into the beer business?
Man, honestly, I got to give all the credit to a local brewer here, Chris Byers. He owns a Bees Knees Ale House here in Versailles, Missouri, here at the Lake of the Ozarks. And he called me up one day and he's like, hey, I love what you're doing. I love what you stand for. I'd love to, I just came up with this beer and I'd love to, put your name on it. It's a blonde, hazy IPA, and it packs a good punch. He said, I think it'd be a perfect fit. I said, dude, that's great. Let's go. Yeah, he's done a great job with what he did. He came up with the 3D labels and everything. So it's been pretty exciting, and it's going over very well. Everyone that's tried it has loved it for the most part. We've had a few people that aren't really into that kind of beer, but it's really had a good showing so far. So we're excited about it, and hopefully we can get it out nationwide eventually. Right now, it's just as a local distribution. But we're looking to be able to get some out to everyone. I just got done mailing some to family in Chicago today, so I'm sure we can figure something out and get you some just to see what you think.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I love being good IPA every once in a while. My wife doesn't, because when I get into the IPAs, for some reason, I can't not drink one of a 4-pack. I got to drink the whole 4-pack, and then Amy gets all pissed off at me because I end up snoring that night and I end up sleeping on the couch. You know how that is.
Yeah. If you drank 4 of these, you'd be sleeping on the couch. I promise.
Well, hopefully I can get my hands on some at some point. Yeah. Can you order them online?
As of right now, no, you cannot. But we will.
No.
We're hopefully going to be able to get there at some point. We're just trying to get we brought it out. We're feeling the market and seeing what people think of it, and then from there, we're just going to hopefully just expand to full distribution across the United States. It'd be great.
Hell yeah! And I hung out with your manager Matt a little bit down in Birmingham. He's a good dude. How did you and Matt end up? Have you guys known each other for a long time, or how did you guys end up hooked up and working together?
Yeah. No, we went to high school together. He's a couple grades younger than me, but no, I've known Matt for a long time. His dad was my middle school principal. So yeah, we've known each other for quite some time. And, he's been a fight fan, and, he actually had a little bit of combat sports background himself, training. So he's all about it. And we got to talking one day, and he's really good with business. He runs his own business and does well. So, and he's like, hey, I'd love to help you out and see what I could do. And it's actually been a great relief. He's been doing a great job with the sponsors and business side of it. That way I can focus more on training and, doing my thing. And he's been helping out with expenses and stuff as far as that with getting the sponsors brought on and the exposure and things like that. So it's been really good having him.
Yeah, good dude. He's real quick to respond when I reach out about, business with you. I don't know if he represents any other fighters right now. And if he doesn't, good for you. He could put 100% of his efforts into progressing your career, which you're doing fine on your own in the ring. But, outside the ring, it's better to let somebody else deal with all that shit.
Yeah, for sure. It helps.
Now, you're from the Lake of the Ozarks, man. Why aren't you on the show?
Which one? Ozark?
Yeah, why don't you, well, I feel like you could have been a perfect like what's the farm? The guys that were selling the opium, that were like growing the
Yeah.
opium and selling the heroin, whatever those guys' names were, I cannot remember. But I feel like you would have been a perfect henchman for those dudes on that show. What's up with that?
I don't know. We tried. They actually started filming here, but the tax cut in Georgia is a lot better, I guess, than Missouri. Go figure. So they did the first initial couple scenes here and did some openings here, but then now actually most of the show is shot in Georgia. So, but I was an extra for the first episode and it never made the cut. I was pretty disappointed, but yeah, I got to stand out. I got to stand out and get filmed for a little while, but no speaking parts and I'm just standing there looking big and ugly, you know. But,
Nah,
we would
man.
love that. That'd been fun.
That's great, man. The Snells, that's the Snells. That's who they were.
Yeah.
The Snells, man. Is that what you were? Were you an extra for them or were you just on the show?
No, it was just like the opening when they were driving across the dam and the lake and seeing all the place that they call the Strip down there in Osage Beach, where it's where a lot of the shops and stuff are. And yeah, like I said, I don't think it ever made the cut.
Are you born and raised where you're from the jump?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Born and raised. Yep.
Born and raised. So I assume Matt's from Matt Kohler's from there too.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So when I was talking about the heavyweight division earlier, I was like, after you go through Joey Beltran, you got blah, 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 blah. I forgot to mention AJ Adams, who you fought already once. He's right there in the mix as well, man. You guys got some fucking killers up there. So you looking to stay busy after June 18 or June, whatever the date is, BKFC 18.
Yeah. No, we're looking to stay busy, and the heavyweight division is full of great fighters. They got that Mick Terrell coming over from
Mick Terrell
over the pond, so we're we're looking to get matched up with him too. He likes to talk a lot, and he's a pretty good fighter. So his manager really likes to talk, and talk about how great he is. So I'm from Missouri, the Show Me State, so you got to show me. So I'd love to get in there and mix up with him too.
I love that attitude. You also got Godbeer, if he could ever get over here. Mark Godbeer was supposed to be over here. He was supposed to fight Mick Terrell, I believe, right?
Yeah, they were signed up to fight each other and something to do with his visa or something. But hopefully they get that worked out. I'd like to see him come over here too.
My God, the lineup of killers that you guys, the more we talk about it, the more names we keep thinking of. It's just like that is a stacked ass division. And I was, I brought my kids down to the playground today because every Wednesday, fucking COVID, man, we're still doing the homeschooling on Wednesdays because the school district here won't open back up. So I don't work on Wednesdays. I do the homeschool with my kids, and then I like to bring them down to the playground. And I ran into a girl that I went to high school with 20 years ago. She's like, "Hey, you got a show or something right now, right?" And she's just not into fights. She's not into combat sports. So I'm like, "Yeah, I do a lot of bare knuckle coverage. I cover a lot of BKFC, bare knuckle fighting championship." She's like, "What's that? Is that like pro wrestling?" I'm like, I said, "No, that is bare knuckle box. Like it's bare knuckle fighting." And she's like, "And it's real?" She couldn't fucking fathom it. She was like, "So people get in a ring with no gloves on and hit each other?" I'm like, "Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you." She's like, "Wow, I can't even imagine." And that right there proves that like America's going to come around, the world's going to come around to this, but it's like there's still some shock and awe, dude, when people hear this. You guys are a different breed, man, to get in there and do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it takes a certain kind of animal to get in there and toe the line with no gloves on.
Right. And what is it that you had a pretty successful traditional boxing career? You were 5-1 with the gloves on. Was it just what drew you over to bare knuckle, or was it you just ran out of a pump? I mean, what was it?
I love the draw. I mean, it's the rawness. It's the purest form of the sport. Boxing started out bare knuckle, so you don't get that extra padding, that protection. It changes the distance even. Even though it's just 3/4 of an inch, that's a big difference when it comes to fighting. So, no, I like it. It just reminds me of the old school days, and I want to be a part of the history of it, and that's what we're doing. We're laying the foundation for the future of sport. So it's awesome being a part of it.
Yeah, and I love the grappling aspect of it. Not that you're not wrestling, but you guys can tie up almost like a hockey fight as long as you stay busy. You know, you tie up like a good old hockey fight, and you just start slugging each other in the fucking face. It's beautiful. It's it's that's what I said to her. I was like, it's the oldest sport in the world. Like before anybody was kicking a ball around or throwing a ball around or tagging each other with anything, guys were fist fighting. So, I mean, like this is the middle age shit right here. And now it's sanctioned and it's legal and it's the fastest growing, most exciting sport on the planet. And I'm just happy to be a part of covering it. I'm, happy for you guys actually in it. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah. So you still got a month. I mean, what kind of training are you doing? Are you like fully into camp right now, or are you guys are slowly getting yourself there? Because you're still like a month and a half out from the fight, right?
Yeah, we're really picking up steam. We thought the fight was going to be in May, so we were really hitting it hard. And then we had to pump the brakes just for a second. I mean, we stayed in it. But now we're really starting to pick up steam again and really starting to do some 2-a-days and just, get ready for war.
Nice. And then are you bringing any people to kind of like, mock Joey Beltran, body double him?
We got a couple sparring partners that come in and they fight a lot like Joey does. So it helps us out getting ready for that pressure.
I love it, man. I'm looking to get myself down there, but as you know, I am in the military and I got to fucking deal with that shit, man. And it's like every single time, I swear to God, every time you guys have a big event coming up and like we're planning our travel and all that stuff, boom, we get some sort of training that we got to do. And it's like, motherfucker, now I got to convince. This time I am going hard to convince my my command to let me go down there because there's no way I'm missing this one. No fucking way.
It's gonna be a great card.
Yeah, 4 title fights. Jesus Christ, man! It's like for everybody that's watching knows 4 title fights, but the big boys in the main event. You got Palomino defending his title. You got a 175 title on the line with Thiago Alves and Yuli Diaz, and then you got Tyler Goodjohn making the trip back over the pond to, so I just said that. And then Joe Riggs and Hector Lombard. So, I mean, it's like the card is stacked like crazy. And then the BKFC hasn't finished rounding that card out yet. So I'm really curious to see what the rest of that looks like. I don't know if you guys know, but you can message.
It yet either.
It's so funny how secret they keep everything. It's just fucking crazy. I wanted to ask you about this contract you signed with the BKFC. What did you sign, like an exclusive deal, like a certain number of fights with the BKFC? I got this picture right here with
it's a promotional 5-fight contract.
Okay, so I mean, a promotional, they're doing that a lot more lately, right? They're like signing 5-fight contracts with you guys. Is this I mean, are you promised as long as you're healthy, they'll keep offering you fights? How does that work? Do you have to fight a certain amount of times a year, or how does something like that work?
No, it's it's basically like a 2-year 5-fight contract. So I'll just have to fulfill that as far as having 5 fights in 2 years for him, which is no problem.
5 fights in 2 years. I mean, really, in this line of business, as long as you don't have any handbrakes or any like real bad superficial cuts on your face, I mean, you can get right back out there. Lorenzo Hunt's a perfect example of that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Brandon Quigley says, "Hey Sam, if you win versus Joey and gain the title, are you going to go stone cold and smash some of those Hillbilly Hammer beers in the ring?"
I think that would be awesome. I've actually thought of that, but I don't know if Dave would allow that or not, but we'll see. That would be cool.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they. That's a great question, and I'm sure they wouldn't give a shit, dude. As long as you're building the brand, you're building their brand, you're building your brand. Everybody's marketing each other. It's a one hand washes the other kind of business. You know what I mean? As long as you're growing the sport and BKFC and making noise, man, I'm sure they won't have any limitations on you, sir. I don't know if you saw what I was doing with Nate Williams, though. I do a speed round with everybody, and I ask them a kind of like off the wall questions that don't have anything to do with fighting. Before I let you get out of here, you want to do one of these speed rounds?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Speed round with the Hillbilly Hammer, Sam Shewmaker. Number one favorite home cooked meal.
Ooh, this time of year, it would be spring wild turkey breast, morel mushrooms, and crappie out of the lake. Bam. And some jalapeno poppers to go with it. Let's go. Pow.
Jesus Christ, man, that is very specific, and I love how specific you were with that. That's great. Number two, how realistic is the show Ozark? Does that shit really happen in the Ozarks?
No. I mean, we got some stuff that goes down, but it's not like the show, I promise you.
No, okay. All right. I had to ask that question. Beer, whiskey, or other?
Both.
Beer and
Beer
whiskey?
and whiskey, both. Oh, yeah.
And other?
Yeah, all of the above. Yeah, but, whenever the fight's not around, for sure.
You said earlier that that's really not your type. The Hillbilly Hammer IPA is not really your type. What is your type? You a light beer guy? You a Budweiser?
Yeah, Budweiser, Bud Light, any of those. I'll drink some Corona. I'm not super picky, but like I said, I don't drink too often. Hell, I'm always training, so I can't do too much.
Right.
But I'll tell you that Hillbilly Hammer beer is awful tasty. I'm not just saying it because it's got my name on it. I like it.
Well, I need to get my hands on some of that, and we'll do a taste test. Brutally honest taste sampling on the show here. How about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. Would you rather go to space or the bottom of the ocean?
Probably space. Yeah.
The ocean scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, you don't know what's down there, and it's so dark. How you gonna see? If I had some badass lights, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's so dark.
There's still dinosaurs down there. I'm convinced.
There is. Oh yeah, there's something down there.
What's the longest you've ever gone without a shower?
Oh man, I don't know. I love taking a shower every day. Maybe a couple days, like while camping or out roughing it. That'd be about it, I'd say.
Dude, I told this story once, and people were disgusted by me. When I was 19 years old, before I went to the military, I got laid off from I worked at this copper company, and I got laid off for the summer. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to the Army anyway. I'm just going to go crazy. So I went down to Misquamicut Beach in Rhode Island, and I spent basically a month there. And I slept on the beach almost like every night. And my shower for pretty much 3 weeks straight was just jumping in the ocean and getting back out. I was salty. Yeah, I don't know what I smelled like, but I had a good time. It was summertime and people weren't leaving me alone, so couldn't have smelled that bad. The ocean is beautiful.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'd say almost a month. All right, what horror movie character scared you the most?
Ooh, I don't know. What was that, Hellraiser back in the day? The guy with all the needles out of his face?
Yeah, Pinhead.
Of course, I was young when that came out, but yeah, I'd say that was probably pretty good.
Candyman did it for me, man, back in the day. Candyman. Remember that movie?
Oh, yeah. Candyman. I heard they remade it or were going to remake it, but yeah, that was a good one, too.
Well, if they did, I got to check it out because that thing scared the shit out of me as a kid. But all right, let's. Is it ever okay to put ketchup on steak?
I mean, it'd have to be a dried out, bland sucker. I mean, it wouldn't be okay to put on any steak I make. Yeah, I promise you. But
there you go.
Some people don't know what they're doing.
Oh man! All right. What is the dumbest thing you've ever done on a dare?
Jumped off a cliff naked into a river. It was a tall one, so that was pretty rough landing. Let me tell you.
How old were you when this happened?
15, 16. I wasn't very old.
Okay, you weren't fighting for the BKFC when that happened. That's good.
No.
You wouldn't be telling that story if you were signed to the BKFC on a 5-5 contract. So
No, probably not. No, I was young and dumb for sure.
Young and dumb. There we go. Number 9. Do you believe in paranormal or extraterrestrial events?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of things out there we don't know about, and there's too many things that's happened and that's been seen. So yeah, I definitely believe in that for sure.
You don't think it's all government conspiracies?
No.
I'm just fucking with you.
I'm sure some of it is, but yeah.
I believe more in aliens than ghosts, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And number 10, last one. What is a talent that you possess that would surprise some people?
Oh God. Well, a talent that I would possess. I really can't. That's a hard one. Got me stumped. What talent do I have?
You know, with a Hillbilly Hammer nickname, I would think you like play the banjo or something like that.
I wish I was musically talented and I could tell you that. That would be awesome. But yeah, no, none of that. I'm not very artistic. You know, there's not anything there I could do.
Someone in the comments said carpenter. Are you a carpenter?
Yeah, I can build a house from the start to finish for sure. Yeah,
dude, that's a talent. I mean, I didn't know that. So there you go. I only knew you as Sam Shewmaker, the guy who knocks people out and goes the distance with his bare hands. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that's a talent, my friend.
Yeah.
All right. Before I let you go, shout out any sponsors, say whatever you want to say to Mr. Beltran, make any predictions you want to make, and whatever. Say whatever you want. This is your time.
And I want to give a shout out to my sponsors for sure. You know, Tough Hombres Beard Company, Millstone Thunder and Marina, Ox Custom Cabinets, Frankie and Louis Beachfront Bar and Grill. You know, that's a great place to go down, hang out during the summertime down here at the lake. I highly recommend it. Captain Ron's is the same way. Another sponsor. They're a great place on the water to hang out, eat food, you know, have your drinks. It's a good time. We also have Nolan Chiropractic out of Jeff City. You know, great place. You know, with a sport and a line of work that I do, it's great to have someone that can really get in there and work me over and line me back out when I need it. LeBrew Construction, they're a good construction company down here at the lake. They do start to finish custom construction. I want to give a big shout out to my family, my wife, my kids for supporting me and going through this journey with me. My, my manager, Rodney Rice, my business manager, Matt Kohler, and just all the fans and fight fans out there rooting for us, and even the haters hating against us. You know, that gives us fuel for our fire too. So I just appreciate everybody, and hope everyone tunes in for the title fight coming up, because you won't want to miss it, I promise.
Hell yeah. And do you have a social media that we could share? I didn't add those to the ticker at the bottom. I usually do. Sorry. Yeah,
on Instagram I got Sam the Hillbilly Hammer Shewmaker, and then on Facebook Sam the Athlete Shewmaker page. So go check it out, guys.
There you go, my man. Best of luck. We'll probably talk one more time, maybe before we got a lot of time before you and him fight. So maybe we'll get you back on here. Maybe we'll drink a Hillbilly Hammer. Maybe I can get some of them. We'll do it.
Hey, let me know.
Oh, and by the way, dude, I made that poster with the tattoo and the American flag behind. That was my favorite poster that I'm getting a lot of feedback from people that might be their favorite tattoo of all time, by the way. A lot of people love that tattoo. That's a hell of a piece, and
thanks, hell yeah,
it looked really good, man. So you have yourself a great night. Thank you so much for coming on, and look forward to talking to you in the future.
Hey man, thanks for having me. It's good talking to you.
All right, take it easy.
All right,
bye.
Yep, later, bye.
All right, that is the Hillbilly Hammer, one half of the BKFC 18 heavyweight title fight against Joey the Executioner Beltran in Miami, Florida in June. Me and Mike should be there. I mean, I better be dead if I'm not there. So with that said, I got one more guest tonight. We've already had Nate Williams, the teddy bear. We've already had the Hillbilly Hammer on there, Sam Shewmaker. And now my veteran guest / BKFC fucking fighter himself, the juggernaut, Ryan Jones. What is up, my man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good to see you. Good to talk to you again. How are you? And how are things since the brawl with Robert Washington?
Man, I'm still kind of sour about that one, but everything's going pretty good.
You know, that had to hurt. I mean, only because you wanted to continue. We all saw it. Ryan, for those who are watching that didn't see it, he lost his last fight to Robert Washington via doctor stoppage. He had a nasty cut over his eye. I believe we have a photo of it here. Can we show it, Ryan? Are you going to get so... Oh, yeah. Man. You know what? Do you think you could have continued?
I was still continuing. I didn't expect them to stop it.
Right. And you weren't. You continued, and they act like... See, with me, and I am no doctor. I'm no ringside doctor. You know what? Was the blood filling your eye? Was it filling your eye up? Because it didn't seem like...
That was good. Not only that, but I had another eye I could have looked out of.
I mean, look at Michael Bisping fought the whole second half of his career with one eye.
And nobody said a damn thing about that. And
right. Exactly, man. That's what I'm talking about. Tony Loco Soto says, that's my boy. Yeah,
I love
man.
Tony, man. Tony's a monster. He's gonna be he's gonna have a lot of heads tuning in when he gets in there to fight because he's gonna put on a show.
When are we gonna finally get to see him in there, man? Do you know any inside info or what?
I don't know nothing about winning, but they need to do something soon, man, because he's foaming at the mouth to get in there. Yeah,
he's a good dude. We had a couple conversations with him down there. He's a fucking maniac too. I mean, his nickname, the nickname Loco, kind of suits that man.
Oh, he's definitely nuts.
All right, so let's just briefly talk about your military career, and then we'll move on to how you're doing with the progression of your bare knuckle career. Now, you were a Navy corpsman,
yeah.
Corpsman, correct?
Yeah, and went in as corpsman, man, because I wanted to have something that I could fall back on when I got out of the military. I wanted something. It was all about career based for me. So when I went in, I wanted to be in the medical field when I got out, and so I went in to try helping people. I thought that'd be a cool thing to do. I got a brother stationed in Waikiki, Hawaii in the Marines, and he said the Marines love their corpsmen. He said that, they would jump in front of a bullet to save their corpsmen before their own, just because, a corpsman would save more Marines. I never got the privilege to really work with the Marines too much, more stateside. But to just be able to, serve was an honor for me.
Yeah, and we thank you for your service. We're all about the combat sports and combat vets here on Mission Accomplished. So, we like to honor our servicemen and women, and thank you for that. Now, did you carry that over into the civilian world? Is that what you do? Are you in the medical field?
I'm actually about to finish up school. I got about 3 more semesters left in nursing school that I'll probably go back to finish. I started fighting for custody of my daughter, and that became a very messy issue. And kind of felt like I was real spread thin on fighting for my daughter and finishing up school. When I ended up getting sole custody of my daughter, that kind of changed things for me. So I'm still looking at going back and finishing that eventually. Wow.
So you got sole custody. Congratulations.
Yeah, she's down there. She lives with me full time.
And now I got some really weird similarities between you and my co-host, Mike. You met Mike down at Birmingham.
Yeah, that's right. At the hotel.
Yep. So Mike has a daughter.
Yeah.
Her name is Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
Right. Also, he has another daughter who shares the same birthday as you, sir.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Like he has a daughter named
That's kind of ironic.
Right. Yeah. His daughter Bristol has the same birthday as you, and his other daughter shares the same name, so it's like really cool.
That's some unique, interesting, like intertwining.
Right. That's what I said. It's a weird world. Everybody gets tied together in strange ways, and here we are. Now, I like to throw at the bottom of the screen there, just for anybody watching out there, we put the crisis hotline at the bottom. We put the veterans homeless hotline at the bottom. Write it down and know it. If you know anybody that needs those numbers, those are there for you people. And you had told me that you deployed once to Djibouti, and that is a weird another weird coincidence because we just had our Connecticut infantrymen, National Guard infantry guys deployed to Djibouti about 3 weeks ago. So
Really?
they're doing a 9-month tour there.
Well, I just pray everything goes well for everybody, man. That's all I can really say.
Yep. Yeah. So now you got out of the military.
Yeah.
You're going to school to be to get your nursing degree. And what are you gonna do with that? You're gonna be an ER nurse, or are you gonna?
I honestly see myself being in the ER. I'm an adrenaline junkie. I like being on my feet. I think quick on my feet, and so I think that'd be more suited for me.
Yeah, my buddy, I had a really good friend growing up that was an ER nurse, and I would have like honestly, I won't say his name because he's about to be a doctor, but never in a million years did I think that this fucking psychopath would ever be a doctor. And then he went to college to become a nurse, worked in the ER for a few years, and then like he went back to school to actually become a doctor. And I'm like, those people
that are so crazy, they're brilliant, huh?
Yeah, I was like, man, when I heard that he was about to be a doctor, I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking crazy. If I could tell you some stories about that dude.
Like, you ain't operating on me.
No, sir. You are not touching me. No way. Matter of fact, I'll tell a quick story about that guy without saying his name. He used to have it was like a 1969 Mustang fastback, like a badass, like rebuilt. Him and his dad used to rebuild cars. And so me and him are cruising down the highway, and we're about 17 years old, and he's doing about 100 miles per hour in this car. And all of a sudden, whoop, whoop, cops lights come off the side of the highway. And instead of fucking pulling over, this asshole downshifts and punches it and takes off. And now we're doing like $140. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? He's like, we're not getting pulled over tonight.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, dude. He ends up like disappearing from this cop, ripping off the highway, pulls into a parking lot in between these two cars, shuts the lights off, and we watch the cop go right by. And my heart was like blasting out of my chest. I was like, don't you fucking ever do that shit with me in the car again, dude.
With you?
I was like, man, this is not a movie.
And now
what's wrong? Yeah, now he's gonna be a doctor. You know what I mean? Yeah, all right. So tell me let's talk about your fight career. You started off in mixed martial arts, but you
sucked. That sucked. I wish especially if I was still in MMA, I wish I would have focused on the ground game. I felt like that was my kryptonite. I never really had too much issue standing and throwing hands at people. That's where I like to be. And when the guy I'm fighting would realize that, next thing I know, I'm getting double legged and taken down. And I don't know if it's just because I wasn't as confident in my ground game, but like if you put me on the mat to do just pure jiu-jitsu, I have no problem. I can sit there and do jiu-jitsu all day long. But it's like I would have trouble putting that together in an actual MMA fight. I would kind of just go blank. And I don't know if that's just because I wasn't confident in my ground game or what, but that's where I struggled.
Now, was your background boxing? Like, did you come up boxing, or did you start later on in your life? Like, was this something
I boxed around since I was about 15, man. I was a trouble kid. I had a temper. I was always fighting and getting in trouble at school. I don't know how many times my mom had to come up to the school because I was fighting or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so me and some buddies started hopping up at the local boxing gym, and that actually helped me kind of just get better at that and trying to channel some aggression out. And ever since then, I just kind of fell in love with it and been doing it since.
Nice.
Never like got really competed in boxing, ranked in boxing. I, fooled around, did like some bullshit stuff, but it's just something I grew up doing.
It's great. And then this beautiful sport of bare knuckle boxing pops up out of nowhere. And, the sport, I can't even begin to tell you how much I enjoy the bare knuckle fight.
You made a comment, I think, when Sam was on there that I listened to, that you said it was pure. And,
right.
And to me, that's very true. It's because there in an MMA fight, you got an escape. It's like, all right, well, if I'm getting beaten and I double leg you and hold you down, well, then my heart's not really being tested. I'm just neutralizing what you're weak at. But like, say this bare knuckle thing, you're both forced to throw hands. You're both forced to take punishment. And so then it tests more than just who's the better fighter. It tests how much willpower, how much heart you got, and how strong you are mentally. So that, to me, is a pure art form by showing one's character.
It really is. It's like the purest form of sport you could possibly ever find. And like I was a guest on a sports show a few months ago, and they didn't even know bare knuckle fighting championship existed. They had me on there to talk about a Conor McGregor event that was coming up, the Poirier, Poirier. So they had me on there as a guest to talk about that, and they're like, "Oh, what is this BKFC that you've been covering? What is this?" And I had to explain to them, and they were blown away. They were like, you know, and the way I said it, and like you just said, I said it's the purest, oldest form of sport ever. Like, really, cavemen were throwing hands, you know, before they figured out what a ball was. You know what I mean?
You know, it might sound dumb, you know, I've called out but in a completely respectful way. I've called out like Chris Lytle, right? Because that's like my hero, and I know everybody's already heard me say it, but I called him out not for like to say I can beat him, because I'm not stupid. It's Chris Lytle, right? I called him out because I want to see how well I could do. You know, like if I can land a good shot, or if I can last 5 rounds with him. And so a lot of times when I watch these bare knuckle fights, I know in my mind who I feel is going to win, but at the same time, I'm also watching that underdog to see what he's got, you know.
But you hold a victory over Chris Lytle.
No. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Now, it wasn't in a bare knuckle ring. It might have been in a lobby of the hotel, but my man Ryan Jones here holds a victory over the legend himself, Chris Lytle, in the Rock'em Sock'em Robot. And I feel like you beat him like 3 times in a row, too.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. You know, I expected more of him. I watched him growing up. I thought he put up more of a challenge, man, but his thumbs just aren't that fast, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I actually got to sit down and chat with Chris for the first time. Cool 2 days. Yeah. Great guy. 2 days in a row. And you know what's funny is, like, you know, we book these shows, we get different fighters from different aspects of the combat sports world. And earlier on tonight, we had a guy named Nate Williams on, his Nate Teddy Bear Williams, who was the Pinnacle Combat Flyweight champion, and he fights for B2 Fight Series. I started watching the B2 Fighting Series videos, and there he is. Chris Lytle is their color commentator and also in-ring interview guy. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, look at that, there's Chris.
Super cool.
Yeah, very knowledgeable too.
I had a beer with him after my first fight with BKFC, and you know, because I've talked to him before and stuff, and he's always real down to earth. Well, it's kind of neat because, you know, he's old school UFC, and not a lot of people know who he is. And when you're like at a spot hanging out and you're having a beer with this guy, and you're sitting there and he's sitting there talking to you just like an everyday person, in my mind, I'm sitting there thinking he can wipe the floor almost everybody in this room, and nobody knows it. It's just crazy,
dude. It's like, I was telling somebody about this. Like, you know, me and Mike, we only been doing this for 5-6 months now, as far as the show goes, and it's picked up a lot of speed. It's got very, very popular, and we ended up getting like the media crew.
Yeah.
Right. And now we're like finding ourselves at the events and mingling with people. And the first night we were down there in Birmingham, I ran into Kevin Smith from the Smith Brothers Combat Sports, and he's like, hey, grab a couple drinks and come over and sit down there with me and Chris. And me and Mike look over at the table, and Chris Lytle's sitting over there. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, Mike, we're about to go sit down and shoot the shit with Chris Lytle, which a lot of people wouldn't fucking really understand how awesome that is. But like, it blew our goddamn mind that we sat there for like 2 hours with this man and just had beers and like talked about.
Too. So cool, man.
We talked about everything from being a fireman to military to Nick Diaz returning to like, it was just such a cool thing, man.
Oh man, cool. And not only that, but he's so skilled too. Because me and him were talking about meeting up and sparring eventually. So just to get that experience is going to be good for me, I think.
I wonder if he would ever like step back in one more time. I mean, I think he's 46 now. He might be.
But if you look at him, the dude's
you don't look it, yeah.
Yeah, he's solid, man. If he didn't, I respect that. If he ever did, though, I'd be so butthurt if it wasn't with me.
Yeah, man, to fight like an idol like that would be something else.
Wouldn't even care. He can rearrange my face. I'd give it hell, dude, just to see how I did, man.
As long as the doctor doesn't stop it the way they did the last time. A lot of love coming from Thailand, boys. I mean, that's my boy TJ Chang over there in Thailand.
Dude, I love TJ, man.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's an awesome guy. Big supporter of the show and big supporter of the sport.
Over here on stateside, man.
Yeah, I hope he gets over here soon. You know what we need is these bullshit COVID restrictions to go away.
Me and him were literally just talking about that about 2 hours ago. I was like, man, I'm trying to get you over here, bro. I'm hoping to get you over here.
Yeah, awesome guy. Very friendly and a good fighter, man. Dude, the tattoos this dude is throwing on his body is fucking insane. And he just started a bare knuckle piece on his lower back of himself in the old school. Like, oh my God.
He's in insane shape too, man. He's in incredible shape.
Yeah, that's great, man. Yeah, I think he fights around 165 pounds. He does in kilograms over there, so I'm not really good with the metric system, but I believe he's like 165 over here. So, I mean, you fight at 185, right? I don't know. Could you?
They're pushing for 175. They feel off.
Yeah, maybe a Ryan Juggernaut Jones and TJ Chang.
Hey, I love my boy, and you know the thing is it's all sports, so I'd fight anybody, man, and it'd be love afterwards. You know what I mean?
All right, we got to talk. Okay, we have to talk a little bit about Birmingham. Other than the doctor stoppage, you guys were having a nice. What's up?
The fight was bullshit.
Yes, the fight was bullshit. You guys, it was a good fight. You guys were trading shots and you were looking good. And then
I felt like I was in the fight.
You were. I mean, I don't know. I didn't even feel like you were losing the fight, to be honest with you. I thought it was a pretty even fight up to that point.
I heard what he said on your show about how, he didn't have a mark on him and he was fine. I'm like, you ran from me and I'm still coming at you. Don't give me that shit.
Right. And like I said to him, I said a doctor stoppage is a fair and square. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but he did bust your eye.
He won the competition. He didn't beat me.
Win the fight. He didn't beat you. Okay. I feel that. I could feel that. But let's talk a little bit about afterwards.
All right.
I could tell you that I was standing right there.
Yeah, I saw you. You were like 4 foot from me.
Yeah, because I was getting ready to ask you for an interview. I was getting ready to talk to you, and then he came over. Now, you agree with me. He was cordial with you. Like, that was gentleman. You guys had a gentleman's conversation. What the hell actually brought all that shit on? Like,
all right, so they carried me out of the ring to go get stitches. I have no clue what happened when he left the ring. I heard he was talking all kinds of shit about me afterwards, which made no sense to me because I don't run my mouth about nobody. And but apparently he ran his mouth about it, and a lot of the people in the crowd took offense to it. This is what I heard. I don't know the truth. Brandon Lambert definitely, has my back on a lot of things, and so therefore he took offense to it. This has already gotten in my head before I spoke with Washington at any point, and so I happened, but I haven't seen nothing. By this time, Washington approaches me, and he's being civil, and so I'm like, yeah, good fight, I'm being respectful. And then next thing I know, I see Brandon Lambert, my boy, standing right here to the side. But I'm watching the way Brandon's kind of looking at everything. I'm like, oh, shit, I really hope nothing goes down. And because I'm a fighter, but I'm a daddy beforehand, man. So, like, any chaos outside of that ring,
you got to step back.
Unless I got to protect my kid, man, I'm trying to avoid drama like that.
Right.
And so after Washington and me talked, Brandon said something along the lines of, I'm for real about us fighting or something like that. And Washington was like, yeah, let's do it or something. And so at that point in my mind, he had a business agreement that they're going to fight. In my mind, I still feel like I got unfinished business with Washington. But if they're lobbying for a fight, it's all, hey, make your money, do what you got to do.
Right.
By the time they walked off from me and they started walking away from me, I don't know exactly what was said or what happened. All I know is when I saw Washington turn around, he hit Brandon. I'm just kind of like, what the hell's going on right now? And by that time, chaos happened, dude.
Right.
To me, stupid, but it's definitely the highlight of the night for sure.
It was de-escalated quickly. There was enough people right around there. You had, you had Tony and you had Lorenzo and you had Kevin Smith. Like a lot of people restrained people.
Yeah, there was no point in even stepping forward. There was already people there.
And I got to tell you, when I was waiting to talk to you, I saw the same thing. I saw Brandon come up behind him. And you wouldn't know this because you were in the middle of a conversation with Robert. I kind of slid to the side and told Mike, turn your camera on.
That's smart. Hey.
Yeah, I said, dude, turn the camera on and point it right over here. Yeah. And Mike got that beautiful 4K footage of the entire damn thing. Yeah. It was fucking awesome.
That angle. I was wondering where that footage came from.
Yeah, that was us. That was we were the ones that got the full Monty. Dude.
Yeah, I was sitting there, I was like, man, I was sitting there thinking about, I was like, what are the chances of that timing, that specific moment being recorded? And I was like, was I on camera the whole time? Was like, I didn't even know that was being recorded. And so
it was 100%. Like Mike was waiting there because I planned on asking you for a few words after your fight. And, once the event was over, I was going to see if you wanted to talk for a quick second. But then right before I talked to you is when Robert came over. Yeah. And then you guys were having that. I mean, it was all gentleman shit at that point. And I think you were like, yeah, I don't even know what you hit me with to cut my eye. And he told you there was a check hook. And I remember the whole conversation. But then Brandon came over and I'm like, Mike, turn the camera on.
Oh yeah, and that was slick. I'm gonna tell you this: if y'all don't have a podcast show anymore, like one day, paparazzi's your next job for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? And Goat Combat Agency, you guys got a lot of options with Mr. Washington. And I don't know if you saw, we went outside and
I ain't gonna lie, man. Hey,
that was a hell of a promo that he cut out there.
I'm not I can't say I'm not a fan of him because I still feel like I got screwed on the fight. So I'm sour about that. But I didn't think he was going to be as quick-witted as he was when he was on that mic.
Oh, man. We went out there and got him in the garage there. And I'm like, hey, you want to tell your side of the story real quick? Everybody's in there talking to Brandon. Want to give you an opportunity. That fucking dude spit that shit off the top of his head with the green hair, green money,
and all that. Yeah.
Cowabunga, all that. I was like, holy smokes. You can see my face when I'm holding him. I'm like, I couldn't stop. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
I didn't see that coming at all, man. You know what's crazy? As bad as I want a rematch with Washington, I actually messaged him and asked him for a rematch. And he kindly, politely was like, yeah, if I'm ever the champ, and I got to defend my belt against you type of thing. So basically that's like a no.
Yeah.
But as far as him fighting again, if they push it, because Brandon's brilliant at marketing himself too, in a way. People think he's a nuthead, but he's good at talking, man. And if you put both of them dudes going back and forth, I think it'd sell.
Oh, right. Especially with the quick wit that you just pointed out with Robert. I didn't know that about Robert Washington.
I didn't know nothing about the guy. I never saw tape on him, nothing.
Right.
And I saw all of that and I'm like, hey, whatever works. If you, whatever you got to do to make your money, rock with it.
Yeah. With the marketability of Brandon and the mouth on Washington, they could definitely, I mean, you could throw them on that Miami card. They're both Florida guys.
Yeah. And you know what? And people would pay, people who don't know the main event fighters, they'd pay just to watch those two guys go at it.
Right. And like David Feldman made it a point to say during the BKFC at Knucklemania, Brandon Lambert, in-ring performance or not, he trended third behind Paige Van Zant and Chris Lieben that night. Yeah. Of all the people on there, Johnny Bedford, Dak Nguyen, all those guys, it was Paige Van Zant, Chris Lieben, Brandon Lambert. So
well, see, this is the thing, because fighting is a business. Now, to me, I'm not one that can talk and all that. I go in there and I fight and do my thing. But let's use Conor McGregor for an example. People hate on Conor McGregor and they talk about how stupid he is and stuff, about how he's all show. I don't know how many 27-year-old millionaires there was at that time. You know what I mean? He was smart enough to become a millionaire using his mouth to get him where he was. And so Brandon, so what if, he's not a top-notch fighter that everybody, wants to see and everything? People still pay to see him just because of how smart he was to get in the business. Right.
And you bring up Conor McGregor, like you just said, that 27-year-old millionaire back when he was 27. Now he's 33. He's the highest paid athlete in the world as of today.
And yeah, he could back it up, but also it wasn't just his skill. I mean, he was able to talk,
Hell yeah, man. And it was nice to meet all the GOAT Combat Agency guys down there. We had a little bit of a good time after the fights. It was cool to meet all you guys. And we look forward to meeting back up with you on the next trip down to Miami.
Man, sure, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all back at the next show.
Hell yeah. Now, before I let you get out of here and go spend some more time with your daughter, how about we do a speed round?
Let's rock with it.
With the Juggernaut.
All right.
All right, man. Speed round with Ryan Jones. Here we go. Number 1. What is your favorite movie franchise, sir?
Movie franchise. I'm a nerd, man. All the Rocky movies, because I grew up watching them with my grandparents.
It's the most common. When I ask a fighter that question, Rocky is the most common one.
But I will say that I'm a big comic book nerd too. So all the Avengers movies are.
I was just gonna say, I'm waiting for the person to say Marvel, man. The Marvel franchise is the shit.
You know what's funny is I hate the Juggernaut. I like the strategy of it, because the Juggernaut don't stop moving. He constantly moves forward, and I feel like every time I fight, I'm trying to move forward in the ring. Yeah, that's why that stuck with me. But I'm a Hulk fan.
That's great. Oh man, I'll tell you right now. Last year, 2020. For New Year's, our New Year's resolution as a family, like we had never done this before. This is the first year we ever did it. In 2020, I was like, hey, instead of like a New Year's resolution as a family, why don't we sit down and watch every single Marvel movie in chronological order?
Yeah.
23 movies, I think it was.
Yeah.
Thank God for COVID, dude. It gave us all the time in the world to do that as a family. And it was like the best thing we could have ever done.
Man, when you find a woman that's able to do that with you also, I had to keep her, you know what I mean? So that's sure.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because Amy was definitely not a comic book movie person. And then when the first Iron Man came out, I told her, I was like, you need to go see this movie with me. And she's like, I don't think so. It's not for me. I'm like, just come and see it. And then she fucking fell in love with Robert Downey Jr. And she was like, wow, Tony Stark might be the coolest guy on the planet. I'm like, I told you.
Downey Jr. is the best person to play it.
Hell yeah. Number 2, what's a guilty pleasure of yours?
Food, man. I'm a big food person, dude. Seafood, steak, whatever. I have a habit of eating too much.
Yeah. It's like that Louis C.K. stand-up where he went to see his doctor, and the doctor's like, how soon after you feel full do you stop eating? And he's like, I don't stop eating when I'm full. Yeah. I stop eating when I fucking hate myself.
Yeah. If everybody would not care that I fought heavyweight, I would probably fight heavyweight just because I wouldn't give a shit. I'd rather be fat and happy than skinny and miserable.
I love that. Love it, man. All right. What is something you've done in your life that you can look back and think, why the fuck did I do that?
Oh, why did I do that type of thing?
Yeah. Just pick one. I know everyone's got a bunch.
Yeah, there's a couple of exes I wish I would have never dated.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. Do you believe in reincarnation? And if so, what do you want to come back as?
I don't believe in it, but if I was to come back as anything besides myself, because I think I'm pretty perfect. I'm just kidding. If I was to come back as anything besides myself, a gorilla, because that's my favorite animal.
There you go. I asked my wife that question. When I write these, I always read them out loud to my wife. She's like, "Oh, house cat, easy." She's like, "House cat. They just do whatever they want. They sleep most of the day. It's fucking beautiful."
And they can have the fuck off on their face at all times, and nobody cares.
Yep. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. All right, number 5, favorite comfort food.
Man, cereal, Fruity Pebbles, dude. And Oreos.
Somebody put that in the comments a second ago.
Says Madeline or my mama.
Actually, Madeline and then Angie.
Yeah,
Angie Jones.
Yeah, so Madeline is the sweet little lady, and my mama is Angie.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I knew they were gonna throw me under the bus.
I love Oreos, dude. It's the best cookie on the planet. Easy, hands down.
Double stuff soaked in milk, dude. I'm telling you.
Let me ask you this.
Go for it.
If regular Oreos and double stuff Oreos cost exactly the same, why the fuck would anybody ever buy regular Oreos?
Dude, right? I don't understand that.
Same price tag.
Yeah, it's like same price tag. Why do I want less of the cream filling?
And me and Amy, my wife, we looked into this. We were like, because we're Oreo snobs as well. Now, you get 2 less cookies in the double stuffed as you do in the other one, but who gives a shit? It's 2 cookies. It's 2.
I eat party size pack anyway, so I don't care.
Do you think that you could eat an entire pack of Oreos in one sitting?
She better not comment this, but
did you do it?
All right, I'm going to be honest because she's probably comment this. All right, I got up to 233 pounds during COVID. I was 233 pounds, bro.
Wow.
I got a picture I would send you on Messenger where I had like this thing hanging over my belly. It was terrible. I ate. Oh gosh, he was holding me. I was eating a whole pack a night. I'm surprised I didn't go into like a diabetic shock.
Holy shit balls, man.
And not just a regular pack, bro. I was eating like the family size pack every night.
Wow. I'm actually impressed. I'm impressed, but also like shocked.
I'd be miserable, and it's no joke, because I'd be miserable the whole next day, and then I would still keep going. I don't understand.
Wow. Well, that's a feat in itself, my friend. I give you props for that. Numero 6. Would you be willing to fight Lorenzo Hunt for sole possession of the Juggernaut nickname?
Man, I'm letting him borrow it because he doesn't realize he doesn't. I love Lorenzo Hunt, man. I'm just kidding. Well, see, that's why I'm putting the Juggernaut. He can be the little Juggernaut. And as far as really fighting Lorenzo Hunt, that dude has so much skill that it's unreal. But at the same time, I can't be a chicken shit and say I wouldn't fight anybody. So
right,
yeah,
I would tell you he's amazing, that guy, and he
it's
came
very impressive.
Can this dude just keep topping his last walkout every single time he comes out? He does something better. And the last one when he flew over those 2 dudes,
I'm just like, if you don't fight, play basketball. Because damn.
He's an incredible athlete. Now, my buddy Larry in the comments says, so what? So you had a gut during COVID. I've had one for 15 years. Take that.
Man, it got so bad, I was getting out of breath to tie my shoes.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. Oh, God, I can't believe that. I really, when I see you in the ring and I met you down there, I can't even imagine 233 pounds. But you know what? You got rid of it. You got rid of that COVID 50 or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, well, I kept getting called Jelly Belly by my daughters, and when my girlfriend told me she couldn't reach around me to hug me, I started getting self-conscious a little bit.
All right, time to get on the treadmill and put the Oreos away, right?
Oh yeah, she hid them from me for a while.
All right, number 7. Would you rather fight 1 horse-sized chicken or 50 chicken-sized horses?
What the hell? All right, so 1 horse-sized chicken. Or 50...
Yeah, you got to fight it.
I feel like I could kick little horses. So, the claws on a chicken pretty dang big, man. So just imagine if it was the size of a horse. I'd rather do the 50 size 50 miniature chickens or horses.
Dude, you know what? I did not think of chicken talons on a horse-sized chicken. You're right.
It'd be like a velociraptor, dude.
Yeah, that was, I'm happy about that question. Yeah.
That was tricky for sure.
All right. What do you have you ever pretended to like a meal just to keep the cook happy?
Yeah, I won't say who, but I have done that a couple of times.
Oh, dude, when I read that question out loud, I got the middle finger from my wife.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, she gave me the quick one. I was like, hey.
She already knew you were talking about her.
I was like, this wasn't directed towards you. It was just in general question. She's like, yeah, okay.
Nonsense on her part.
All right, favorite non-combat sport?
I ran track, so track was a big thing for me. I was pretty quick, and baseball, man, because I'm going to be coaching a little league this year.
There you go. Awesome, man. Good luck with that. I didn't coach little league, but I coached t-ball last year, and awesome. Boy, oh boy, that's like herding cats, my friend.
Oh man, I'm gonna be coaching my daughter's team, softball, so it'll be fun.
There you go. I love baseball. So I used to umpire. I actually umpired little league and softball when I was in high school, and I actually got to throw a coach out in a.
Oh, I bet that was like, what you gonna do about it?
In a girls' softball game.
What?
Yeah, I had this coach so don't be this guy. This guy kept hammering me about my strike zone, and I said, Coach, you need to calm down and knock it off. I warned him 2-3 times, and then my old man was the guy that was running the league at the time. In between innings, behind the backstop, he comes up and he's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, this fucking coach, man, he won't stop getting on my case. He's like, did you warn him? I'm like, yep. He goes, good, run him next time he says anything. And oh my God, as a 16-year-old kid and a 40-year-old man coming out of
the roof,
I was like, you're out. And he was like, ah! He came out of the dugout, got in my face. My dad had to come on the field. They had to escort him off, threaten to call the police. Don't be that guy, okay?
No, it should never be that serious, man. If it's that bad, then there's a problem.
Nah, that was yeah, like you said.
At 16 years old, for you standing your ground to a grown man, though, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like you said, the adrenaline going through me at that point. I was just like, man, this is fucking.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, why does this guy care so much?
It's a softball game. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ, go have a beer for Christ's sake. All right, last question for the Juggernaut. It's a 3-parter. When eating chicken wings, do you prefer drums or flats?
The drums.
Ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch.
Celery or carrots?
French fries.
French fries. There you go. Beer. That's the 230-pounder talking right there,
that's
my
right.
friend.
I mean, who eats veggies with wings, bro?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe is that an East Coast thing? I don't know.
I thought that. Well, Buffalo Wild Wings always puts it there. I'm like, what's the hell with the decoration, man?
Joe Ivy wants to know where you got that shirt.
Man, no joke. I went to Target. That's like the fancy word for Target.
Yeah.
I went to Target and I bought this shirt for like $5.
Target has great shirts, man. They got the what do you call those? The pop culture shirts or whatever. They're fucking great.
Oh yeah.
All right, my man. Before I let you go, it's been great catching up with you again. You had a great performance at BKFC 17. Unfortunately, it was stopped by a doctor stoppage. We can't wait to see you back in the squared circle again. I know I asked you earlier, how did it heal? Is it all the stitches are good? Like,
oh
you good
yeah,
to go?
Man. Let me see. Yeah, it's getting pretty good. Just I'm gonna get the stitches out. I'll probably cut them out tomorrow. You have no idea how sour I am about that fight because I had no idea I was even losing or could lose until the doctor mentioned stopping it. And then from that point, because I never felt in danger, I was like, all right, I can hit punches, I'm good. The second the doctor mentioned stopping the fight, I was like, my whole world went upside down.
Yeah, it was tough, man. But we can't wait to see you get back in there. Are you going to be down in Miami for BKFC 18?
I'm hoping to check it out because there's a lot of big fights on there that I want to watch. And Sam Shewmaker, dude, I like Beltran, but I'm thinking Sam's going to pull it on that one. And one day I'm hoping to smoke Hector Lombard's ass. I know that's big talk, but that'd be kind of cool to go watch him in person too.
Yep. Yeah. Him or Joe Riggs. I don't even get me into it. I really don't. No offense to Joe Riggs, but that dude has not fought since 2019.
And that plays a factor.
I just don't understand the matchmaking there. And like, I'm not trying to offend.
I don't know if it's because of
anybody
or what. I don't know if it's because he was a big name too.
Right.
But I feel like there are fighters in the BKFC that are more deserving to fight Hector right now, in my opinion.
We already talked about the other juggernaut, like Lorenzo.
Dude, and honestly, if Lorenzo fought Hector, bro, I think Lorenzo would beat Hector. That's just me.
Right. It's just like other than Reggie Barnett, Lorenzo has been the most busy fighter company man that they have, and they just keep lining him up. He keeps knocking them down.
I mean,
and then all of a sudden, boom, they make this title fight. If they don't make Lorenzo versus the winner of that, I just don't understand.
I would be upset if I was him if they didn't make him a #1 contender after that or something. I don't know what they're doing right now with the belts and all that. I think maybe because the sport's still new and the ranking systems are still growing, they're just trying to
figure it out. Yeah.
Trying to figure it out as they go. But anybody who's watching the shows knows who's on the top of the divisions right now.
Yep, for sure, man. All right, man. Before I let you go ahead, do any shout outs, sponsors. You want to call anybody out? You want to do any of that jazz? Go ahead. This is your time.
Well, Chris Lytle, if you ever want to get out of the nursing home, I'm still waiting on you. And I want to shout out to Goat Combat, man. I love them guys. Vince and Scott and all my team are great. I appreciate you having me on the show.
Oh yeah,
all the people that show me love, my daughter, my family, all my loved ones, even my haters, dude. Because people who are talking crap, you know, you're still tuning in to watch me either get my ass whooped or win. Man, just as far as a call out, I feel like I've got robbed on the past 2 fights on, you know, showing how tough I can be and, you know, showing a war. So I'm not saying I'd whip your ass or you whip mine type of thing. I just want someone that's going to stand and throw with me.
There you go. And you mentioned haters. I can't imagine you have hate. I don't know why you'd have haters, but, you know, more power to them.
I try to be like the most chilled, laid back guy. I talk to anybody, man.
Right.
But sometimes even that pisses people off. So it's all right. You know, if you want to fight, shove your head up your ass and fight for air. Other than that, I'm just easy going.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I look forward to speaking to you in the future, and you have yourself a great night, man.
Man, appreciate you, dude.
Take it easy.
Later, guys.
Bye. All right, another big show, another triple header with my man Ryan Jones, Sam Shewmaker, and Nate Williams. Make sure you tune into the B2 Fighting Series this weekend. I shared the link on the page earlier today. Mike Hunold shared the code to use to give Nate Williams his credit for the pay-per-view. Go ahead and watch that one, and then stay tuned, man, because we have another big show tomorrow night when Mike and I on the Mike and Mish show talk to Joey the Mexicutioner Beltran and the pride of Gloucester, Massachusetts, everybody's new favorite fighter, the Shark Attack himself, Zach Calmus. If you don't know who he is, Google him. Look him up on YouTube and watch that fucking Bobo Obin and Zach Calmus fight from BKFC 17, and you will know why I just called him your new favorite fighter. The guy's an absolute gentleman and like a huge character. So make sure you pay attention to the world champion Joey Beltran tomorrow night and Zach Calmus. With that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the evening. Thank you so much for hanging in there for almost 2 hours with me again on this Wednesday evening. See you tomorrow night. Peace to your bum crease.